Hey dudes, what's up today? Let me push you back over here. So as you can see, the light's on today. I want to see how it goes with the light on. So the thing is, right? Anyways, first, what's up? I'm just some guy. Sorry for the not mood lighting today, but it is what it is. If you're new here, welcome, welcome. If you're not new here, well, welcome back. No, so I just wanted to turn the light on because I was doing like a little bit of cleaning earlier and I wasn't doing it in the dark. And then I was like, I'm going to eat some food and I'll just leave the light on. So today I'm finishing up the rest of my tendies that I had, or not tendies, my fish sticks that I had yesterday, the other half of the box. And I threw some nuggets in as well. I was talking about that whole like keto diet thing, but like, man, I got so many carbs in my house that I need to like run through. This is going to take me a minute, because I don't want to like throw my food out, right? Because then that just feels like a waste of money. Like, has anybody done a diet and you just like throw all your bad food, like all the bad food out? Like, it feels bad, man, because it's like, you spent money for that. And I can see if it was like old, you'd be like, oh, well, it was old, it was expired, it's whatever, it's not a big deal. But like, if it's freezer food, well, it's not bad. I guess you could give it to somebody else. But I don't really have anybody to give it to. Because Ricky can't eat food. I mean, I guess her boyfriend could. Or her boyfriend's dad. That's the only people close to me that I know that would eat this. But one of the things I've got to do before I can really swing into the low carb keto style, so I got to make sure that my freezer in the basement works. Oh, that's the other thing. So I can't just leave this food in the freezer because I need freezer space. Because whenever I do like the keto stuff, I'm going to go to the butcher's and I'm going to get like probably a hind quarter cow and then like 60 pounds of chicken, and then I'm set. And to be fair, sometimes I do that regardless, just so that, I have copious amounts of meat. And before, it was easy because I would just have the meat, right? And then now, well, actually it wasn't easy because like I didn't really get a whole lot of greens, right? I didn't get a lot of vegetables. So like a lot of my vegetable input was just like pasta sauce. Which, if you know anything about pasta sauce, has a metric pile of sugar in it. So I could only have a small amount of pasta sauce a day with my meals to keep me like balanced and in ketosis. But now that I have access to Walmart delivering, it should make it a lot easier, right? Because I can just be like, yo, dog, bringeth me 10 salads, hoisteth upon me copious piles of lettuce. So, anyways, it's Friday. I hope your week went well. And for those of you who have to work this weekend, well, I hope you have a good weekend at work. Work this week has been kind of slow, but at the same time, not slow. Like, you ever get those where it's like you can't really do much, but the things that you have to do and that you can do are like 5-alarm fires? And of course, because I work on multiple projects with multiple different PMs, and when every one of them has, you know, a project derailing issue on the same day, you're like, man, that sucks, you know? And then the next day, you'll have nothing. So that was my day today. Usually on Fridays, I'll sleep in. Because really on Fridays, all I have is like a team meeting. And then I just kind of like wrap things up for the week and then get ready for the next week and spin around in my chair and like take off early and go take a nap. But today, it was like 7 a.m. Like this project manager's just blowing up my Slack. And of course, it comes to my phone. And I'm just like, oh, bro, like what? And they're like, yo, dog, the customer's mad because you requested all this information on how to connect into their system and do this integration, and they don't think that you should have it. And they have an on-prem solution, and the things you're asking about are in the cloud, and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, dog, our platform is hosted on AWS. They can have all the on-prem stuff that they want. I don't care. But it's got to come to me at some point. So it has to leave your silo, come out to the cloud. If your security people don't like it, well, they should have looked at all the documentation that I sent over, over the last 8 months and deal with it, So it was a big mess, and we ended up having to wait for engineering. And if you've ever had to wait for engineers to like answer a question, it don't come quick. And, I'm like this person in the middle, right? And so I was like, I end up telling the project manager, I'm like, yo, dog, I'm like, this is the stuff that we need, regardless. I'm like, so if you've got a problem with it, like, you go to engineering directly. I'm like, I've already let them know about the questions. So, of course, they pull together like a meeting, and it overlaps with other meetings, and I'm like, and it was just a start to a Friday, man. And then, probably 5 minutes into the meeting, my internet cuts out, and as soon as I dropped, because my internet cut out, they're messaging me on Slack. They're like, are you coming back? Where did you go? Blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, bro, I don't even have to talk about anything. I'm like, what do you mean? So, of course, I just tether my phone and get back on. But that kind of set the pace for the rest of the day. So it's been a day. Oh, by the way, I'm going back to water, just water, the kind of stuff that comes out of the toilet, right? Let me know if you get that reference, what movie that's from. But I've been really heavy on the Diet Pepsi. And again, this goes back to Walmart, right? When I didn't have access to Walmart, I'd buy a whole bunch of it at one time. And then when I was out, I was out. Go back to water, good old H2O. But now I can just get them to deliver me 10 2 liters, every 2 weeks. And just go through copious amounts of Diet It is what it is. But I'm gonna try to like not do that. I'm gonna like really curb like what I order and like what I eat. I'm gonna start just like working through the stuff that I have in the house while also trying to like, just I'm not gonna go like hog wild and eat like 7 bags of chicken nuggets just to get them out of my house and binge, right? But I don't have 7 bags of chicken nuggets. But like you get the point, right? I'm gonna try to like move it in and out because I've really got to get back to. I've been like maintaining, so like even with like the walking, so I've been walking every like Monday, Wednesday, Friday. I didn't walk yet today. I might do the treadmill later, but it's been really rainy and crappy outside, so no walking today. But I get about like 2,500 steps, and then like on the off days, I usually get about like I go up and down the stairs a bit more. And I try to get at least like 1,500, which I know a lot of people will be like, bro, that's no steps at all. Like I work a retail job and I get 2,500 steps in the first half an hour that I'm at work. Yeah, that's cool. For me, that's more steps in a day than I was getting in an entire week before. So, you got to start somewhere, right? And my weight has kind of been fluctuating. Weight is weird. Like some days, like my water weight will just be like gone. Like I'll just like have a good walk day, a good walk sesh. And then like the next day I'm down like 3 pounds. And then the next day I'm like back to where I was. And then I'm down 2 pounds. And then I'm like +1. And it's just all over the place, right? But now that I'm walking more and I'm feeling better, I haven't had like a knee or foot gout flare up in a hot minute. So that's been good. But now that I'm feeling a bit better, I'm going to start working back in like lifting. And so I'm going to start obviously just, I got some dumbbells. So I'm just going to start doing some curls for the girls. Maybe we'll do some push-ups, stuff like that. I'm going to try to work those in on like Tuesday, Thursday, and then just keep walking Monday, Wednesday, Friday. And then just do like some full body stuff Tuesday and Thursdays. Then we'll see how that goes. I'm going to have to really ease myself back in. Because like my joints, bro, I'm sure that, the first time that I like put any weight on a bar and like squat down, like my legs are just going to be absolutely cooked. So, we'll see how that goes. But that's the plan so far. This weekend I need to get like a lot of these totes and stuff. So I'll show you this. I saw anime merch over here in the kitchen. So I gotta get all these totes downstairs. It's all full of anime figures and stuff. Which, by the way, here's my wall of anime figures. I gotta get it all in the basement. Ricky put all of it up on eBay. Which, if you're looking for anime stuff for Christmas, lots of Fate stuff, let me know and I can link you to my eBay store. Not sponsored, by the way. But yeah, I got to get that all downstairs and then finish cleaning up in there. It looks a lot worse than it is just because the totes are everywhere, right? If the totes were more organized, it'd look a lot better. The other problem that I have, though, is like I've got a lot of figures, obviously. Which means then I've got a lot of figure boxes. And like, I don't really want to put them in the basement anymore. Well, I guess it'll be fine. As long as I keep them up off the ground. Plus, I've got a dehumidifier down there now. And I hooked up a hose to it, so it just auto drains into the sub pump. So it might be fine. But I still want to get them all off the ground. I think for Black Friday, I'm going to go through and buy like a bunch of shelves, like the big metal garage shelving. So I can kind of organize stuff in my basement a little bit. I also need to use my basement more. Like, I used to use it a lot back when I was lifting all the time. And so the basement was clean. There weren't very many mice down there because I was active down there. So I need to get back to that. And just utilizing my house in general. I thought about maybe like downsizing, because when I originally bought this house, I was with my girlfriend at the time, who I was fully planning on like proposing to, and this was going to be our house. We were going to, you know, have a family and stuff like that. And then that lasted about 6 months after we moved in together. So we had lived together for about a year prior, but that was like in a house with like multiple roommates. And so like once we got here, that's when like all the cracks and stuff started to show. But you know, it's like it just feels like a lot of house for me sometimes. But at the same time, I have a lot of stuff. So kind of offsets it. It would be nicer if if I had my stuff better displayed. You know, it would look a lot better, it'd feel a lot better. So, but we'll see. I gotta figure things out. Anybody who does have a house, has the government like reappraised your house recently? They reappraised my house, and at first I wasn't thinking about anything. I was like, oh wow, my house went up like by quite a bit in value. That's awesome. But then I was telling other people, and they're like, oh yeah, they do that so that they can obviously charge you more in taxes. Because if your house is worth more, you've got to pay more in taxes. And then I'm like, that's sneaky, government. I'm like, that's not really nice. Like, you shouldn't be appraising my house to raise my taxes if I'm not planning on selling it. You know what I mean? Should just call them and tell them my house is worth $0. Don't tax me until I sell it. Yeah. I hate property tax in general. I hate tax in general. But I excessively hate property tax because it's like you pay income tax to the place that you live. You pay property tax to the place that you live. It's like if I paid my house off tomorrow, I'm still paying tax on it. Like, I own that. I personally think that like after you've paid, maybe like after you paid the house off, like you shouldn't pay taxes on your property taxes anymore. Or maybe like after a certain age. I don't know. I just hate property tax and tax in general. People will be like, don't you like roads? I'm like, yeah. And if the vast majority of my taxes went to roads instead of, proxy wars, then I'd be like, oh, okay. But the fact that the roads near me, not my road out front, it's actually really good, but like the roads around me are dog, where are my tax dollars going? Like, with all the taxes that they're collecting, all of these roads should be immaculate forever. And I should never have to pay to drive on a road ever again. As a matter of fact, most of the time, if don't tell anybody, Like, definitely don't tell anybody. But, like, if there's a toll road and it's just one of those, like, pay later, I mean, I'll just blow through that and then I'm just, oh, I didn't get it in the mail. Which actually is true because I don't get my mail. I just don't. I can't get charged bills if I never get them. Yeah, think outside the box. You know, can't pay something I never got. That's crazy. But, anyways, I'll leave you on that nugget of wisdom because I'm done here. I'm going to go finish reading some Berserk. Then I think I'm going to go to sleep early because I didn't sleep very well last night. I don't know why. But the way I slept, man, like, my back is still, like, all jacked up from the way I slept. I don't know. I think I slept like this or something like that because, like, my head wasn't on the pillows and I just woke up and my whole back hurt. You know, but that's just getting old. But anyways, dudes, I hope you enjoyed this. I did remember to hit the record button today, and I see it. So, you know, I appreciate you, and I hope that you have a great weekend. And I'll see you later. Take it easy, homies. Peace out.